My name's Barbie The Welder, and I'm a full-time metal sculptor and the author of the book Horseshoe Crafts, more than 30 easy projects you can weld at home. Today I'm going to share with you one of the projects straight from my book. It is how to make a heart with wings. It's one of my favorite projects because not only is one of the projects I made, but it's also my logo for Barbie The Welder. Check out the video after the project where I share with you one of my favorite sculptures that I've made and how I created it. For this project you're going to need 8 horseshoes, and the size doesn't matter. You can make a larger heart with wings with larger shoes or a smaller one with smaller shoes. Definitely going to need yourself a welder or a really strong hot glue gun. You're going to need a way to cut the horseshoes in half, and you can use angle grinder with a cutoff wheel or a plasma cutter. Either one works, or torches also work if you have cutoff torches. And anytime you're cutting or grinding, you'll want safety glasses. And I also use a face shield over my safety glasses, and always, if you've got luxurious locks of hair, you want to tie them back before you do any cutting or welding. Your first step is to take 6 of your horseshoes and cut them in half. You want to cut right down the center line. You can do that by either using a marker to mark it, or you can eyeball it. It's art, it doesn't have to be perfect. But on the horseshoes I use, they're a diamond farrier horseshoe, and they're not paying me for that one. But they have a diamond shape on there, and it does make it easy for you to eyeball it because you can use that diamond shape as a reference as you go to cut your horseshoes in half. Now that we have our 6 horseshoes cut in half, we're just going to take the half pieces and we're going to put them in 2 piles of lefts and rights, and that'll help us as we go to build out the wings. Our first step in the layout process is to make our heart. And you can make the heart in several different ways as far as how you set it up. You can touch the 2 full horseshoes like this. You take one left and one right, and you can set it just like this. Now, this looks good, and you can tack these where each horseshoe touches. The way I like to do it is I cross these just a little bit. I cross the top, I cross the bottom. I like my layout like that a little bit better, but the idea of doing art is that you make it your own. So you choose the layout that you think looks best. I mean, you can tilt these in different angles. I mean, there's all different ways that you can do that. But the idea is to make it how you want it. I think it looks good like that. I like that. Once you get your layout like this, you're going to want to tack each horseshoe to the one that it touches in 2 spots. You got to think about your end product, how you want it to look, and you don't want to put like this giant weld, across here. So just keep in mind where you're going to weld on this and how you want your overall look to look at the end. Now with the heart tacked up, it's time to start creating the shape of the wings. And that's simply done by taking your swoops. These are now called swoops. Your half horseshoes are now swoops. And we're just going to do, and the reason I do like the left and right is so that I can stay consistent. We're going to do 2 up swoops, 1 left and 1 right. And now I work on trying to get the transitions here as smooth as possible. This can work as an up swoop here, or it can work as an up swoop this way. Think about where these cutoff pieces are. I think, let's see how this looks. We're going to do it this way because then this will be the point where the top of it comes to. When you do this transition here is going to look neater than it would if you did a transition like that. So just keep that in mind as you, now what the hell did I do? Heck. Let's see. Oh, I ruined that one there. There we go. It takes some playing around with. It just takes some getting used to. Up swoop, down swoop, another down swoop. Let's see. This one calls for, how do I do this one? This way. So how this transitions here, and you can put a little gap in it so when you do your weld that you're going to get your space in there. Let's see. Down. These. And this is again where you can go ahead and play with how you're, let's see, so I'm upside down, so I'm really working hard to make this work here. So this needs to come up more. And you can change this around. You want to make it look how you want to look. You can stretch this out by coming down farther here. You know, just stay consistent from side to side. I like making this from the top. I like making it kind of a fatter wing, if that makes sense. So that's a fatter wing. And the way I do it is that cut off piece is going to come right into here. This is how I have figured it out. Again, you need to make this project your own. Get the shape that you like, get the layout that you like. Once you get this laid out, and do keep in mind two things. The way I laid this heart out, this is tall, this is off of the table here, and it's on the table here, so you're going to want to lift this piece up to here, or you know, you can weld it underneath, you can weld both of them underneath. Just keep in mind, because of this is raised up, just depending on the layout that you chose. But you also want to keep in mind, every single time that you tack or weld metal, the metal moves. So when I tack in here, this is going to pull this like this, and it's not going to be that dramatic, but you will watch it if you watch closely. When you tack here, because there's a V, you're going to put that heat in here and it's going to pull this out. So just as you're tacking this piece together, because there's so many, like because of the way that how you weld this, it will move this a little bit. So that's why I suggest that you tack your entire project before you weld it up. That way, if it moves in a way that you don't like it, that you can easily break the two pieces apart and then redo it in a way that is pleasing to you. So just keep that in mind. So now our next step is going to be to tack this all together. That's what I love about these projects. They're so fun, they're so easy, and they're really versatile. There's a lot you can do with this once we're all welded. Now that you've got your project tacked up, you want to look it over, make sure you like how it looks. And if you like how it looks, I want you to weld each seam where the horseshoes touch each other. I do front and back, and that's just because I like to weld. There is your horseshoe heart with wings all welded up. Now when you get done with that, make sure that you use either a wire brush or a wire cup brush or wire wheel. Clean up all your weld spatter. When you clean it off, you should be able to knock off most of the weld spatter with it, the discoloration. And if you don't, use a hammer and a small chisel to knock that off so that you don't get caught handling it, because that spatter does get sharp. I have in my book, there are several ways that you can take this sculpture and personalize it even more. You can make it into a coat rack, you can make it into a jewelry rack, you can make it into a cross, actually, a large cross. It's like, it ends up looking like an angel with wings, but it's a cross. Very cool project. But all those extras are in my book, and I share with you how to do each and every one of those. I hope you enjoyed this project. Check out the next section where I share with you one of my favorite sculptures and how I made that. P.S. There is a link in the bio where you can purchase my book and help support me as an artist. And I've also shared a link with you where you can buy horseshoes through Amazon. I buy them in bulk, and I don't like going out of the house because I'm so busy welding all the time. I really enjoy it. So I do my shopping, a lot of it online. If you like to shop local, and that's a really great thing to do, you can usually buy horseshoes at your local Tractor Supply store, and they are not promoting me. You're welcome, Tractor Supply. They also do carry my book, so you can check for my book at Tractor Supply locally. If they don't have it, ask them for it and they can order it in for you. I really appreciate you guys supporting my channel, supporting my art. It makes my heart so happy. I hope you guys enjoy the project. Have fun and happy welding. Say hello to my little friend. This is a jackrabbit that I created using 100% of just scrap chain that I had laying around my shop. I love his big old tall ears, and I started at the bottom, and I started by building his body, his cute little tail. Started by building the base, and I just laid the chain around in a circle for about the shape of his butt cheeks sitting on the ground. Don't judge me. Rabbit butt cheeks. What video of mine doesn't include something random like rabbit butt cheeks? So I just started wrapping the chain around, and I just did one layer at a time and slowly coiled it up, and I welded each coil as I put it in the shape, in the place and the shape I wanted it, and just built this up. And you can see that the colors change. I've got darker, and this is just, it was super rusty. I'm not finding rusty stuff, but this is chain that would have been thrown out. This, and I wish I would have known like what it came from. One of my favorite things to do is have the piece have a story as far as like where the materials come from. I have random stuff that I have laying around, I've had for years, and it's in buckets, and it's, you know, sitting out back. My yard looks like Sanford and Son scrap yard. But I just found the chain, and I don't even know why. I love animals, and the rabbit popped into my head, and I love like the very tall ears, like a jackrabbit style. So I just built him up and layered him up until I got up to his neck. And then I built each one of his legs, like his two front legs, separate. The tail was welded on separate, and then the head is a little bit, I've got like a couple different kinds of chain in his head, which gives it, he has different colors, and I don't know if you can see in the video, but it gives his head a little bit different colors. But there is my buddy. He's one of my favorites. It's whimsical. The ears are whimsical to me, and I don't know what it is, but I love pictures of the rabbits, and like when people draw them, like I don't know if it's pencil draw, I don't know how people draw. I can't draw, but I love like the very long, tall, whimsical ears of rabbits, and I don't know why, but I do. But yeah, this is one of my favorite sculptures. He is available in my Etsy shop. It's etsy.com/shop/Barbie the Welder, or just search Barbie the Welder Etsy, ETSY. Thank you all so very much. I hope you enjoy viewing how I made the rabbit sculpture.